Eddie Hearn says after Canelo, Daniel Jacobs could face Gennady Golovkin in a rematch or his friend Demetrius Booboo Andrade. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, ESPN Deportes had an interview with Eddie Hearn, promoter, Matchroom, DAZN. And obviously it's a big fight, Canelo versus Jacobs. Before I get started, you can purchase your Box Fan Expo tickets from me directly. I'm an affiliate. It helps the channel. Link is in the description of all my videos. And it runs in conjunction with this fight, Canelo Jacobs. If you will be in Vegas, you know, on that day, May 4th, it's about to go down. Now, this is what ESPN Deportes captured from Eddie Hearn. He says, quote, "It's always difficult to make fights like this, but when the two fighters want it, it gets a little bit easier. There were many people who helped. DAZN, Matchroom, Wonderboy, and better yet, Canelo wanted this challenge. And Jacobs wanted this for a long time, and working together is brilliant for boxing. Canelo Alvarez wants to prove that he's the best and that he's good, but we also want to sweep the division. And there's Daniel Jacobs. Since we started working with him, we thought about him making him an undisputed champion, but first we have to beat Canelo. I see Daniel is very confident. He recognizes that he will have a tough fight and respects Canelo, but we feel he is bigger, faster, and stronger as a fighter. He has all the things that will give us a 50-50 fight." Then he goes on to say, peep this part, Eddie Hearn says, "And if it's not Andrade, Demetrius Andrade, fighting Jacobs next, then there's also Golovkin. When they fought, a lot of people saw Jacobs win, and I think those two fights would be easy to do. All the middleweights want to fight with the best." End quote. Listen, Canelo Jacobs, you know there's rematch clauses and stuff involved, and there's a rehydration clause, so I don't want to look too much past it, you know, because that's a challenging fight for both of them. I still don't know where I'm going, who I'm picking with that fight. I honestly can make a sound, logical argument for either guy winning. Obviously, you look at Canelo's skill set, you look at the growth, you look at, you know, since the Mayweather loss and the talent and the rise from that point, you know, that only official loss, he seems to be getting better and growing and stuff. Plus, he's hard to beat on the scorecards. Then you look at Jacobs, so he's a true survivor, not just in boxing, but in life. So, you know, it's a great fight. All in all, I can't look too past that, but, you know, I like what Eddie Hearn's saying. I don't know the reality of it. You know, Triple G, it looks like he's going to go over to DAZN, so it's a fight that they could do. If Jacobs wins, I can see them maybe putting together something like that. I think Canelo or Jacobs will probably fight Triple G. You know, I know Canelo did a recent statement too where he challenged the division and says he wants to sweep the division and fight 3 times this year, and he wants all the belts. We got to see it. You know, he didn't do it. He created his own division at 154/155. So this would be a new challenge for him that he's setting out to seek and accomplish. So to me, seeing is believing. Since I haven't seen him unified division before, then, you know, I got to see it now. Like Terrence Crawford, for example, he was undisputed at 140. He was that dude. No one else in the division after the Ndongo fight could say, I have a real belt and, you know, I'm the real champion of this division. We knew that was Crawford. Now that he's at 47, you know, I'm not talking about politics, but in terms of his attitude, this is why I believe that he would fight anybody. And he wants to fight fellow champions and the PBC guys, because history shows he's about that, you know, and he's willing to fight the best available and the best people, the unify and the champions, the unification, I guess is a better way to say it, stuff like that. So, you know, I got to see it from Canelo. you know, because he didn't do it at 54, 55. So if that's his new goal and that's where his head is at this point of his career with the lucrative deal that he got, then that's great. But first things first is Canelo Jacobs. Same thing with Jacobs. I know he'll fight Golovkin because he already fought him. As far as Andrade, I don't know if that fight would happen. I know Eddie Hearn, his promoter of both, is saying that, but I've seen interviews where they said they didn't really want to fight each other, you know, and they were gonna save that for last and decide if, you know, if they were still champions, if they're gonna fight, something to that effect. Don't quote me verbatim. So they're friends from the amateurs. They've known each other since they were teens, and from what I've seen from the fighters, they expressed basically an unwillingness to want to fight, just like Canelo just said he didn't want to fight against Mexican rivals. If it was up to him, he didn't want to fight any more Mexican fighters. They said this, but this is obviously more personal. Like Canelo, the reason he said that is because he says he represents Mexico, so he doesn't want to fight other guys that represent Mexico, you know, like Jaime Munguia or whatever. But this is a personal relationship between Jacobs and Andrade. They're both snack athletes. They were just in training camps for their respective fights recently. I think Jacobs was preparing for the title fight with Derevchenko. Andrade was preparing for his title shot with, it was supposed to be Billy Joe Saunders, but he failed a drug test, so it ended up being Andrade and Walter Katandakwa from Namibia for a vacant title. So I don't know. It's a good fight, you know, just like Charlo and Jacobs is a good fight, but I feel like Triple G rematch or even the Charlo fight would be easier to make, or the Canelo, you know. See, that's the thing. If Jacobs beats, I don't know. Like I said, it sounds good, but I just don't see it happening this year, you know, period. I understand Eddie Hearn saying it, but you got to look at it. Canelo's been a champion and he's the A side, so you know there's a rematch clause. So if Jacobs even beats Canelo, then why wouldn't Canelo force the rematch, you know, which would put a fight with like a Demetrius Andrade or a Triple G to the back burner. So, you know, I'm not psychic. These are just my projections on what I think would happen. Sounds good. I don't really see, you know, I have to see Canelo or Jacobs fight Andrade this year, period. You know, because I think, you know, even if the first fight's controversial or if it makes a lot of money, or obviously if Jacobs pulls the upset since he's not the favorite, then that's going to probably lead into a rematch. The Golovkin fight, I could see that happening for either guy, whoever wins. Let me know what you guys think. I'm still, you know, on the fence about if I really see an Andrade fight happening. I think either guy could go on to fight Triple G since they've already fought him, know his style, he's getting older, things like that. But Andrade's in prime, you know, closer in age, stuff like that, tricky style, southpaw. So middleweight's popping though, you know, just like the heavyweight division. There's a lot of divisions that there's some good rivalries in there. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video's Ego. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.